if you're happy to start. Have you started already? Oh, okay. Can you see that? No? We're missing a few people still, so I'm not sure where we'll go with this agenda at the moment. Welcome along though. This is the June
My friends.
out here at the get a slideshow. Good Shepherd Primary School today. It's a bit wet, so we haven't got the. We're missing a few people still, so I'm not sure. Where we'll go with this agenda. I've got some updates on a few things. Welcome along though. This is the anyone else that's got
My friends.
out here at the get a slideshow. Good Shepherd Primary School today. Might try and get a few reports from some we haven't got the week. We're missing a few people still, so I'm not sure. Where we'll go with this agenda. I've got some updates on a few things. Welcome along though. This is the anyone else that's got
My friends.
get a slideshow. Might try and organised through one of our sponsors with a discount ticket rate for that one. That also happened, I think it was last week or the week before. Maybe, I don't know if you can tell us a bit about that, Chris. Looks like you're the only one here that was there. And I don't know, I think there will be opportunities to do those again. The Ubiquity thing, I'm not too sure how often they do those. Do you have any idea? Yeah, that's the first time it's ever been in Adelaide anyway, so. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into some other things. Committee update, I'm not even sure what that agenda item is about, but. So first of all, what can I show you? A few things that are in the works from my end of things is a website rehash. That's through one of our sponsors. I don't know if you can tell us a bit about that. How often they do those. Do you have any idea? Yeah, that's the first time it's ever been in Adelaide anyway, so. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into some other things. We're missing a few people still, so I'm not sure. That also happened, I think it was last, which is really needs to be the primary aim of the site. So Drupal has been good up till now, but had a few reports from people over the years, saying it's hard to find specific information, and obviously since it's a kind of a blog newsfeed format here on the front page, if you don't know what any of this is about and you're trying to just get basic information on Airstream, you've got to dig through the book navigation, and it looks like a lot of people struggle to do that, and if the information isn't jumping right out at them as soon as they hit the page, they find that difficult to dig through these menus. You can tell us a bit about that. How often they do those. Do you have any idea? Yeah, that's the first time it's ever been in Adelaide anyway, so. It was last saying it's hard to find specific information, and obviously since it's a kind of a blog newsfeed format here on page, which I just showed you, and everything else can be still retained, not necessarily everything, but other important useful information, which can go into a simple blog and static page type backend. We'll still have a blog newsfeed there just to put upcoming events and new articles and things like that. But I guess the key difference is going to be that front page, so we can push extremely important stuff here and otherwise just have basic info about stuff like that. How do I get started with Airstream? Maybe a link to the chat IRC so that people can just jump straight in, things like that. So if you want to help out with that, it would be appreciated as well. Everyone will have access to this CMS backend as we had before, but it should be a bit nicer and a bit easier now to do that. I expect I'll have this up in a few weeks to be able to play with it. And then it'll be a matter of, I think we'll just be manually exporting a lot of the existing content over and rewriting a lot of it. So yeah, your assistance with that would be appreciated. And if you have any other additions for content and things that you think should be on there, or that you think is lacking from the current site, that too would be useful. I have yet to make a dedicated Aslan section on the new one, but that will be featured as well, which is something the Aslan team have been asking about because they want to be able to more effectively promote Aslan. And we could even run that off a subdomain of the airstream.org, aslan.airstream or something like that, so that they can do that. This is a little bit difficult for them as well to keep this maintained and up to date. So hopefully it'll be a bit easier for them to do that, and we can do other stuff like throw a gallery on there perhaps and things like that. So that's most of that. I've got the latest updates on this as well, which is still coming along nicely. Got some line of sight stuff hooked into it now as well.
And what's this?
We can have a bit of a play. This is the new NodeDB for those of you that don't know. Most of you would know by now since you keep asking me about it every week. So yeah, feel free to come up. We have a play with this in a little bit. We can use this today during discussion just to... I have imported the latest database info into this now, so for the meeting tonight we can at least see what's new. For example, I think that's one of our most recent members down here at Bedford Park, wherever it went. Did you know about him, Chris? New node on the old Asputech node there.
Yeah, a little while ago. I think he's gone again.
He's what?
I think he's gone.
Offline?
Is there a new one?
New one.
Yeah, no, he only signed up last
okay.
week. Yeah,
we
so
had one drop off there.
must be that other guy, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool to see. So network-wise, I guess we can move into a bit of that. If you guys want to tell me, we do have an update about Cement Hill. Tony, do you want to perhaps just fill us in on that? I don't think we've heard from that
Well,
in the last
all
week.
sectors are going. You want to come up the front, okay?
Is it easier to do that or do that?
You can't present.
Oh, I made the shot. Okay. So you looking at my back the whole time?
Yeah, Cement Hill is operational again. We've got all the 5 gigahertz sectors running. The 2 gigahertz is not, there's some issues with that. We're not quite sure what at this stage, but I'm not sure who actually is affected by that. But so far we've just got to try and work out what the problem is and perhaps paid another visit. While I'm here, also probably on the agenda was an update on the fundraising.
Yeah.
We are now set to have a barbecue on the 26th of December, which is I think Boxing Day. It's been a long time in the making, but we are finally on the go. But there is another one I'm in the process of teeing up is with the Southern Wireless guys. We're going to have a combined fundraising barbecue, and this will be mainly to fund any progress down the south. They're quite willing to do that with us, and I think we'll have to talk about this in the next probably month or so, see how we can organise it. But going back, there are lots of other fundraising things we can do, and I think it's probably if members can come up with some ideas or perhaps some functions they know of that we can start a barbecue, because we are going to have a lot of, there's a lot of things in the pipeline at the moment, isn't there? And it's all they need money.
Yep.
But anyway, the Bunnings one is on the go, and hopefully the weather will be kind. We're not going to have a heat wave on that particular day. Normally speaking, we should raise quite a good give them
Yeah.
a bit of money.
And it's all day, isn't it? That's 9 till
It's all day,
4
nine
or
till
something, wasn't it?
nine till 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to set this up, get the volunteer team going, and I'll look at perhaps getting some additional sponsoring for this, money wise, for our supplies, of course,
Mm.
bread and sausages and onions and drinks or whatever. But yeah, we've got quite a few months to prepare for this, so hopefully it'll go well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, well done for setting that up. That's,
Okay, but anyway,
I'm surprised to get in there.
I'll keep everyone in touch with what goes on with the other barbecue, because this will probably be before the Bunnings one in early spring.
Okay.
So yeah, and
And do they still? You need some extra hands to do that as well. or
well, this is what we're going to talk to them about.
Yeah.
How we're going to do this? We're going to have to get a barbecue. The barbecue down south, which is at Harvey Norman, we have to supply everything. There's nothing supplied by Harvey Norman.
Okay.
So we've got to get a barbecue, we've got to get the tables and all the facilities.
Right. Yeah.
Well, at a steel supply place that I recently go to a lot in the Holden Hill sort of way, they have a community barbecue that you can actually borrow out.
Is that trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, well, there's a nice thought, isn't there? I mean, there's lots of ways. We'll have to have a get together and try and work out how we're going to do this, and all inputs are obviously welcome on this. Okay,
Excellent.
that's all for me.
Thank you.
At a dead 750.
It is it?
Is it dead?
Is it? Okay. It's firing up.
Burnt like the other one.
Uh,
So it's
It's coming on.
really bad short
Is
circuit
that power?
protection now.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. I think we'll put up any information on the website, and if you want to help volunteering at the barbecue, you can probably get in touch with us through that. I think we'll need some kind of roster if it's an all-day thing, so we'll try and cycle some people in and out so that no one has to be there all day, kind of thing.
I think we'll
Since
set
it's-
up as a program and feed all the information into that.
Yeah.
As far as volunteers and what we need, and because there's a little bit of preparation to do this for this, of course.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. All right. So Cement Hill. So it's back online, but not
through the storm, okay.
and both of the links now. So there's nothing wrong with it at all.
North and south are both going,
Yeah, beautiful.
and of course Lonzar's connecting in.
Look at that. 16K.
I did Lonzar, a job for Lonzar, and that's online as well.
There's Lonsdale. Yeah. Warning. That's pretty good, really, isn't it? It's a high gate. Damn good link. Alrighty. So what else? Network related has happened. Was there any disasters over the last week with the weather? That's good. If I was to scroll to the bottom and look for any other new nodes, perhaps. Unfortunately, our network team leader is not here tonight, so it's kind of relying on him to give us an update. How comfortable are you with giving us an update on the proceedings the other day? There was a network team meeting recently, so just hoping to get a bit of a flash preview of what happened there.
Who was there?
Cleansing Duncan.
Just TGF, I was there.
Anything you can, in particular, noteworthy?
Nothing too special.
It's just a new node, dude. Just a new node. Clemsig Duncan. Duncan's back on the scene. After a hiatus. Channel 2 AP. Anything anyone wants to look at while we're here? Got some nice line of sight plots you can look at now. Everyone loves those.
I set up another potential node today with the paving place.
What's that one called? Go away, Google.
I'll speak to you guys about it later.
Daniel Way.
Yeah, across the road.
Okay.
Budget landscape and paving.
Nice.
It's about hard to judge the height. It looks like about a 10-metre pole.
Well, they've already got a pole there.
What was it?
Oh, nice.
It's a radio transmitter.
Right. Yep.
So we got to somehow work out how we can attach our gear to that.
Have you put it on here yet?
After we do a stumble report.
Did you put it on here yet, or not yet?
Yeah, it should be there.
Is it right near you?
If you not sure what the. Yeah, it's definitely. I've created a node for it.
Where is it in relation to yours?
Right across the road.
Oh, so it's right next door to it. Probably is there then, but unless you added it last night or something.
No, there's nothing there.
Oh, it won't be here then.
No.
That'd be alright.
Okay.
This is a backup from, I don't know, probably lunchtime or something.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
That should be a good one. Before you get, I don't know if we can get something in the city, it'd be awesome. But it would be good to go right down to the valley.
Yeah. Well, how's that other one going down your way that you were
Well,
planning out?
I'm trying to get some dry weather doing another stumble, but then we've got to get some. I've got Necron was going to send me an Omni. I was going to set it up on my builder's place to try and get a
Do a stumble?
get a signal from Happy Acres.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting. I don't know. He said he's going to send it to me. I'll remind him over the next few weeks I'll set it up and try to connect by site. I mean, I can see the place from Happy Acres.
Where's the other node from Happy Acres? Further east?
It's up, it's not that far away from up the hill. Just called,
Is it one of the other two right here, is it? Cloud something. Cloud Hacks.
Chandler's Hill.
Oh, Chandler's Hill to Happy Acres. Right. Yeah, that's not very far at all, is it?
No, I could see the place. I could always see the place from the roof of Happy Acres. But that one's got the best. I think it's got the best signal from
Lonsdale,
to
yeah.
Hill and to the city.
Interesting.
Chandler's Hill one.
And then they'll be able to see out to the east, yeah? Pretty good from there.
Yeah.
Not that there's that much out there, but
No, but the guys down south, they want to get they want to set a access point up on one of the towers on
alright.
where is it? Up the hill there. There's an existing tower there.
Up near where the TAFE was, is.
Sorry,
Near the TAFE or the other way?
the other way.
Oh, down here.
Yeah, up in the
Not where their base is, yeah?
no, it's up on the hill, up the
Up here. There's Johnny, Craig D's mate.
no, but further up.
Don't know what that is. Do you recognise any of those dots? Anyway,
Yeah, we'll get to that. I just can't think of the guy that had that particular spot.
Mhm.
This is Scar's radio tower, on the radio tower.
Right. Yeah, well, we need to get them involved because
I know it's hard.
it's like you're right on the edge almost now, but not quite.
Yeah, big talking about it, but nobody's actually done it.
I'm pretty sure that from their base site down here, they'd be able to see something now, wouldn't they?
Quite a few of them should be able to see lots.
Lonsdale, surely, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe when we do this barbecue,
Well, Steph Daniels.
Is that in the area?
Down there now, down right down the bottom there.
Yep.
And they often come down to Istanbul, but he hasn't got back to me about it.
right?
Because we just get one of them down there,
Mm.
we'll just sort of get the ball rolling. And plus a few of our members down there too, which is strange, a ton of those have actually, like I said, they can't afford to do it at the moment, but I know a few of them down there that should be able to connect.
Hmm. Yeah, look at that. That's not even. That wouldn't even be 5Ks or
No,
something.
no, there should be some excellent connections down there.
Who put in the ocean?
As long as it's got an awesome height there, isn't it? That looks down quite a few.
Yeah, well, let's look at, for example, from Lonsdale to Hackman there, right? And you'll see the profile.
Oh, Selleck's Hill, that's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, right.
That's one of the Scars guys got a tower.
Left-handed mousing is not working. Yeah, so Hackman, you're looking at something like this.
There's at least 4 or 5 guys down there.
So that'd be on an equivalent line of sight to that at the Scark base. That's pretty good. What is that huge dip in the middle?
Where are we looking?
I don't know.
What's
It's
the
like-
sites?
It's like about here somewhere where... between Hackman, which is down south of that vertical line going down.
There is a big
Oh, it's that.
up along the highway. Yeah.
It's the River Recreation Park. Interesting. It's perfect for your Fresnel
A
zone.
few NBNs going up there too now.
Yeah.
Just half a dozen little houses in little spots around that area.
Alright. Cool.
Troy,
Yeah.
there's a question on the GIS data on there. Does it only count the terrain or does it count the buildings as well?
Nah, just terrain. It's 90 metre res. It's the SRTM stuff. Yeah. 90 metre average. But it's pretty good. But yeah, always, it's a best case scenario, so reality will be a little bit worse than that. But it's still pretty good to give you an idea. Same stuff Google uses, I think, pretty much, except they interpolate it with other data as well. Like they've got LiDAR scans and stuff now that they also interpolate to make it even more accurate. Yeah, but that's just ridiculous. Alright, where else should we go today? What else is going on?
Was requested.
Someone's requested Taringi.
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
To see the line of sight plots.
Okay. Is that a internet request?
Yep.
Can they see this pretty well?
Well enough.
Link to dark side. All these Taringi plots look pretty good because of the nice hills face. That's to here from Taringi. Blind? Holden Hill? Oh, that's pretty awesome. No wonder that link's so good. And Highgate. Delicious. About 8Ks, 10Ks, 4Ks. What else they want to know?
Did you have the
What else I can show them?
coverage map working in it?
Not yet. You mean like the scatter, top-down scatter view?
Yeah.
Nah, not yet. Coming soon. And normally it looks a little bit nicer than this, but we've had to cram it into a 1024 screen, so it's a bit nicer to use when it's on a big screen. So what else? So there's no other news from the network team meeting. That's surprising. Is anyone on there that can tell us?
Well, this is supposed to go to Ringy.
What is this, an edge router?
Show it. Go. Explain. Most people don't.
Come
know
on up, son. Come on up.
Most people don't know what an edge router is.
Alright, so Turingi, one of the things that we've discussed at the network team meeting was Turingi's routers getting hammered quite a bit because of the traffic, and there's also going to be some changes in links up there. So I'm donating an edge router to Turingi, and we're also going to replace the Holden Hill link going to Valley View to replace the Valley View Highgate.
Oh, okay. So it's going to go Holden Hill to Valley View.
Yeah. Oh no, not Holden Hill. Turingi to Valley View.
Oh,
And Holden Hill's going to go somewhere else.
To Suntrix.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Suntrix or Australia.
Who runs Hope Valley?
Which Hope Valley?
Which one?
Valley 2.
Two. Yeah.
It's gentleman
So
sitting right here.
Turingi Highgate link is obviously.
You got a very slow connection there.
It's dropping. We were talking about that tonight. It get connected and it just drops.
Yeah, there's some changes on that as well. There's going to be a Air Fibre 5 from Valley View to Hope Valley 2.
Is there an air fibre somewhere else?
Not on our network.
Not yet. That'll be
It goes up
interesting.
and down.
Yeah.
I get about 2 or 3 meg in the northern area, but
Yeah.
for some reason it's just crap at the moment. Could be the weather.
Well, most likely, isn't it? Excellent news. So the link from Turingi to Highgate is obviously very good,
Yep.
and so we'll. Yeah, it's putting an extra hop in, but at least. So does Turingi go to what's this here? Oh, to Holden Hill, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, because that unfortunately that Valley View link's never been that great, or at least not recently, has it?
Right, it doesn't go great doing point to multipoint.
Ah, right. Is that what it's doing now on the,
Yeah.
on the Rocket?
Yeah, it's got 2
Oh,
clients
because
on
of
there.
the
Separately, it would hit 40 megabit.
what's the other one that's on there? Is it
A Valley View 2.
is it Rep?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. What's his link like?
About the same.
Okay. Oh, well, be interesting to try it and see what happens anyway. Well, Highgate needs some work, so it's a good
And that will
time.
need routers as well.
It's a good time to do it. You may as well
Right.
try something else and see what happens. Try and readjust things.
And also, there's going to be a test with shielding rockets.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that does work really well on any of the Ubiquiti equipment is if you have closely packed masters, you need to shield the radios, and also the rocket titaniums are useless as well because they're not shielded properly. Because
So
they've
this
got
is leakage from the actual
big
device.
plastic
on the back.
window but it has LEDs on there,
Ah.
so it's just useless. They need to be more like the bullets, where it's just you have no lights.
Right.
So
Have you got multiple of them on your mast?
shield kits.
All the rockets.
Rockets, yeah, I've got.
Where are you going to do this test?
Oh, this is going to be for, I think, Ingle Farm.
Alright.
But they're going to try and do a cheap version using JCAR boxes
Okay.
instead of the RF armor that you might have seen.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting, yeah.
but yeah, I know the RF armor works pretty well. I've got a rocket dish that has the box on the back.
Yeah.
That works really well, and also the.
What was yours having an issue with? What was the other radios? Just like
Oh, I
nano-
put it on from day one.
Oh, okay.
I've got nano bridges with shield kits on there as well,
Ah,
and
yeah.
Justo's seen big change in that up at Turingi, so to make Turingi work
Right,
really
right.
well, shield kits on the front to stop the feeds from talking to each other.
Yep.
Solves that problem.
Awesome.
As you notice, if you do have that problem, you transmit on one radio and then you're trying to receive on the other one, and if
Yeah.
the performance is lower than
So what about
Yeah,
these
that's
nano
definitely-
beams then? Are they going to have the same issue?
Could do.
And then how are you going to resolve
Because
that?
they're plastic.
Yeah.
Well, the same shield kit on the
Does it fit?
Natterbridge fits,
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh. Very good, thank you for that. Was it, so there's no real other major news from...
No. Oh, there's going to be some sector upgrades at Highgate as well. And also
So that's the
They
next
have-
major plan, isn't it? Highgate and maybe the
Yeah,
cabling and
cabling,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those sectors are going to have shield kits on them.
Right.
So it'll be the smaller ubiquity sectors of the shield kit instead of
Okay.
the cheaper sectors from Duxtel, which don't have any shielding. They're all plastic. So
Mhm.
just because they'll be closely packed and there's other rockets up on the mast there
Yeah.
to interfere with, so it's just going to make matters worse when you add 2 more.
Okay, cool. Who's leading up that program for the Highgate one?
Highgate one is I'm doing the sectors, and we've got Necron doing some investigation on the cabling.
Mm.
I'm also working with him on that one.
Cool. Excellente. Thank you. Cool. So anything else? Networks tile. I mean, there isn't heaps happening because of the weather and everything, I suppose. But the good news is we haven't heard about any major problems due to weather. There has been heaps of power outages though. Lately, so we've been keeping an eye on that to see what happens. But yeah. Excellent. Alright. Let's have a look at an agenda and see what else is remaining. Where is the damn agenda gone? So maybe Sean, you want to give us a quick breakdown of what happened last weekend?
You go to the gallery, I've chucked a couple pictures up.
Yeah? Certainly. Whereabouts are they in events?
In members meeting,
There was meeting.
should be the first one.
Cool, Nana. Here, you can control it if you want.
No, I'll just link them up. There's just a few
Oh.
random pictures. It's very exciting. So, as some of you are aware, when the committee was formed for this year, one of the committee members, Nathan Cook or Firefox, decided to become the safety and training officer, which we've not previously ever had somebody in that role. And he's been overseeing a few different builds, advising people on the best way to build things. But as part of the training, he's decided to organise a first aid training course. You pay yourself to go along, and just basically a group booking. And so he organised for last Friday and last Saturday for, I think there was about 8 of us in total to attend first aid training course in the city. It's just the standard first step into first trade. You get yourself first aid. You get yourself a certificate so that you are certified. It's not just a run-of-the-mill test with 2 hours pre-training. And so on Friday, about 3 people went, and on Saturday, I was one of the 6 or 7 of us that were there, going through the various CPR, resuscitation, and
Looks
then
like
all the.
Looks like you're having a party, man. Based by these pictures.
I rotated them. And then in the afternoon went through bandaging people, how to deal with shock, how to deal with various bleeds, and if you've been stabbed with things and all sorts of stuff, just to give you a big general idea on how to treat things, so that more of us as Airstream members, when we're on builds, are able to get the first aid kit that we should be carrying with us, that the other community members have organised in the PPE box, I think they call. And also just how to deal with things, because if you are out in the field up at Cement Hill or something and somebody falls off the tower or something falls on somebody, you need to have some kind of idea on where to put pressure. Obviously you call the ambulance straight away, but how to deal with them in the event that something's gone catastrophically wrong. So we all went along, had a lot of fun as well, learning about, as you can see, we're enjoying stuffing around, trying to work out how to use the defibrillators, how to work on the mannequins, how to apply the masks, etc. But at the same time learning some serious skill to enable us to have half a chance of helping someone live if something catastrophic happens. To date, nothing has. We've had some people who have cut themselves in little bits and pieces, as you do when you're working with machinery and metal, but so far so good. There's been no catastrophes, but there's more of us that are now trained and able to assist if there is anything. So I would highly recommend others go along, and I believe Nathan's going to try and organise a yearly group booking so that you can get along. They advise that you do CPR each year to keep it up to date, and the rest of the first aid training once every 3 years, I believe. So we'll see how many we can get along to that. But yeah.
And he got it for a discounted rate.
Yeah, because we did the group booking.
$40
I think.
or something different.
Well, yeah, about $40 off. It was $70 per person in the end for the training. So quite a reasonable price.
Well worth organising a group thing then. Yeah.
So I understand he's going to be working on some other training events. To be advised, he's looking at some height safety and a few other bits and pieces. That basically they'll be anyone can join. Just group booking stuff, so we don't need minimum numbers as such, and he's working with third-party organisations, so we don't need to try and organise these things in-house or sort out a date. These companies run them all year long, weekends, weekdays, and so he'll just set up some dates to try and make it easier for us to apply, join as a group, and then attend as a group, so there's a few people you actually know and can socialise with. So yeah, enjoyed it, learnt a lot, and highly recommend other people to do first aid just to get your head around some of the things that you don't normally deal with when there's bones sticking out and this and that. You don't think about it in your day-to-day, but you've got to go through as part of this course, so it is a bit of an eye-opener to try and understand.
Well, if you ever find yourself in a situation with a person with no arms and legs,
then they're probably not much you can do, but for what we normally attend to, it certainly is quite helpful. So at this stage, Airstream doesn't have a defibrillator, but we've got everything else as a first aid kit. It might be something we look at, but they're about $2,000, so it's probably not something we can invest unless our barbecue goes absolutely insanely well and we make lots and lots of money.
Sponsor us.
Yeah. But yeah, remember Airstream does have a safety box as well, so if you're going to be doing a more serious build, you can contact the committee to get access to that. It's got some harness stuff, some face mask, as well as a general first aid kit so that you can have that with you. And in reality, it's something we should have each build, but that's not always possible with people going off there in people's houses. And, the main core site builds it'll be present at, but aside from that, it's up to you to use a bit of initiative to get in contact or even get your own if you want to.
Well, you would hope most people have at least a first aid kit on hand somewhere if they're doing a...
Maybe, not many do.
Yeah, but they should, so...
Most definitely. It's a worthwhile investment chucking one in the car.
Yeah.
Could be the difference between losing a leg or saving someone's life, so you never know. But it was good fun.
Excellent.
That's first aid.
Thank you. Alright, well, we'll obviously we'll let everyone know when there's another one of them available. But you can do it at any time, and if you want more info on that, then Nathan, Firefox, is the guy to ask. He has all the info on what he did this time around, so... And it's in the city. I thought they were out on Richmond Road somewhere, but that's another different one. Awesome. And Ubiquity stuff. I guess maybe Chris, can we call on you again to just give us a 5-minute? What did you learn at the Ubiquity course? Is it worth doing it, and what do you recommend? I'll just bring up the page that I made for that, wherever it is. So yeah, Freenet Warehouse, Rob Clark, he let me know that there was the possibility to get a discounted entry to the course. All the information on what it was is on the website, and if they do it again, we'll definitely be trying to do it again. And they do them in other states, so there might be an opportunity to do that if anyone wants to go into state. But this was in Adelaide, so Chris went along.
Yeah.
What'd you learn?
Well, I did the Ubiquity Carrier Wireless Admin. They were also doing a Unifier, but I didn't do that one. I would recommend this one for anyone doing Airstream because it's the sort of equipment that we're using. You do get to learn things like doing your link budgets and RF stuff, going to shielding and configuring gear, and also their test box that they provide to play with also has just basically 2 rockets in there linked together, and you can change the attenuation between the different units so you can see it working in a low signal level and how to manage that. So say if your link's failing and it's hard to, you can see the links drop and the rate and that sort of thing, and try and get it better.
So this was all just in a little shielded box?
Yeah, just in a shielded box. You've got heavy
pretty
shielding around each rocket board, and they're just connected together with RPSMA cables.
Nice.
So so you couldn't get to the other rocket unless you go through the wireless link.
Oh,
and
okay.
configure it,
So what about, was there some kind of examination, or did you just have to
yeah,
fill out?
there was a exam at the end. Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Straightforward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that was in the booklet was pretty much there. Multiple choice.
Cool.
So the Air Max training is that, or is that separate again?
That's the MX training.
It is the
So it's
MX
just renamed.
Yeah.
I think for the version 1.3.
Difficulty?
I think it's pretty straightforward. Anyone that's actually set up a nano bridge will probably better get themselves through it.
What about the complete beginner that has no idea? Is it probably a bit much for them at the moment?
No, not really. Rob was pretty good. He had several people there that hadn't really touched the box before,
Okay.
and they were wanting to buy some Ubiquity hardware and get into it.
Cool.
And they still passed the exam. So,
That's
but
excellent.
yeah, Rob was a really good trainer.
And you didn't do the Unify, or did you hear
No.
from Justo as to how that went? Or
I didn't hear anything about that one. So
Mm, okay.
I'd
Did he
probably-
do the Unify?
I think you did both.
Alright. Very good. Alright, so
Yeah.
you would highly recommend if we do it again, if we get the opportunity, I guess? Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I was hoping to go, but I couldn't do it in the end, so I'll have to wait till next time.
Yeah, food was good.
Food was good. Oh, look, that's enough to get me there.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for that. Excellent. So, and for those of you that aren't aware, Freenet Warehouse is also one of our affiliated member discount partners. So, if you go to his online store, you can get various discounts, which I think he's actually upgraded. At the same time that I was discussing this with him, he let me know that there was a new offer for equipment through Freenet Warehouse. Let me just see if I can find it. See how good I know the website navigation. I'm not left-handed. So yeah, member discount section on the website. We'll be moving this around obviously with the new one, but if you're interested in any of the partners that we currently have discount with, have a look on this page. Pretty sure that's all of them, and a few. Most recently, City Tech, Freenet, and Ubiquity Warehouse, obviously. Wi-Fi Extreme, I'm not sure if that's still valid, so we'll have to check a few of these. Where is the Freenet one? It's not even on here.
Warehouse is free.
I suppose. Yes, that is the one.
Oh, nice.
So that's the new. He's got like a tiered discount level now. 20% if you go over 500. That's pretty cool. Most of the others are 10%, I think. Just generally 10% off any wireless related hardware, the kind of stuff that we would buy. So yeah, if you're looking at getting some equipment and you can't get it through the local channels, there's a few members also doing bulk buy and stuff like that. So always inquire first before you buy anything. Yeah, this is the way to go. They just want some proof of membership. You usually have to use your Airstream email or something like that. So all the info is there. Back to the agenda. And I suppose we're pretty much there. One thing I didn't mention tonight, obviously, there's a big LCD here. 17 inches of goodness. So we've got a door prize, and if you're not here, you're not going to win it, so you should have come. But yeah, free monitor. If you want it, just enter the raffle for $2, and it's a free monitor. So I think we'll move on and just have a bit of after hours discussion. That's pretty much the formal agenda.
Any
Keep an
other
eye.
questions?
Sorry?
Questions?
Any questions from anyone here or on what we've covered anyway?
Or anything else?
We'll have a general chat afterwards, but just to get the formal business over with. Hopefully we'll hear from our network guy next month and he'll tell us something groundbreaking. So Sam, if you're listening, sort yourself out, and we'll see you next time. So keep an eye on the site for any updates with the upcoming events. Aslan is the other one I should mention, of course, because that'll be happening just before the next meeting, I think. Probably the weekend before. So Aslan 34 will be in the usual venue at Blair Athol. All the info is on the site. 26th of July. And I believe now the wireless link at the premises is all hunky-dory and working much better than it did before. So that will open up new opportunities for things that will be happening at the LAN. Bear that in mind. If you're interested in Airstream, it's a good time to go and see a hands-on demo of Airstream. And they can show you some of the equipment and how the actual LAN venue is connected into the network. So we'll probably also have people from the network connecting at random times during the day and joining in the gaming and stuff that will be happening, as usually happens when there's a wireless link anyway available. So yeah, it should be a good one, because we've had a few issues with that link degrading, and we had to do some service on that, and that's now been done. So looking forward to that. 26th of July, which is a Saturday. Any other things that I've missed? Anyone?
Not really. Recap 26th December, the fundraiser.
Yeah, so fundraiser, we've got a few coming up. If you're interested in volunteering for barbecues, we know that there will be a Bunnings one on Boxing Day, 26th of December this year. That'll be fairly big, and we want a fairly big roster for that. Looking at probably, I don't know, up to a dozen people would be nice, so that we can rotate. And also involved with the South Coast Amateur Radio Club, who will be doing a barbecue fundraiser at Harvey Norman. Date to be announced, but that'll be within the next few months or so. So please do inquire if you can help out with those. Otherwise, look on the site. We'll try and put a roster up on there if you want to just put your details down as being available. The SCARC one will be in the southern suburbs. Where is it exactly? It's Colonnades, Harvey Norman. So if you're in the area, even better, because a lot of our members struggle to make it down there. Noarlunga Centre, okay. Anyway, if you're southern, that's probably a good one to help out, and we'd appreciate that, because a lot of us are northern, so getting there might be a struggle. The Bunnings is at Kent Town, however, yes? Yes. And that's probably a bit more accessible for a lot of our members, but either way, yell out. We do need people to help out, so please let us know. Anything else? I think we'll wrap it up, and thank you all for your attendance. As I say, there'll be more updates. Just keep an eye out online and keep an eye on your email and so forth. And we'll see you next month.